Now, I want to deal with why people don't pray. Why is it people don't pray? Well, let's look at the book of Job, the book of Job. Because there's a reason behind it. There's a reason behind it. And the results are devastating. The people who don't pray are called wicked. I don't want to be called wicked. You don't want to be called wicked. Wherefore do the wicked live? Verse 7, Job 21. They become old. Yes, they're mighty in power. But in verse 14, we read these words, quite disturbing. Therefore they say unto God, depart from us. We desire not the knowledge of thy ways. And then they say in verse 15, what is the Almighty that we should serve him? What profit should we have if we pray unto him? Think about what I'm just reading. That people actually say to God, leave us, depart from us. We don't desire your ways. We do not desire your knowledge. Job 21:14. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? Why should we serve him? What benefit or profit should we have if we pray to him? But look at the results. Here's the result of the people who don't pray, the results of prayerlessness. It says in verse 16, lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. When people don't pray, whether they are unbelievers or believers, they lose the counsel of the Lord. Prayerlessness means no counsel, no direction in life. Verse 17 says, how often is the candle of the wicked put out? Number two, no light in their life. So when people do not pray, God will not give them counsel. When people do not pray, God will not give them light. So people walk without counsel, without light, meaning in darkness, when they do not pray. So we believers, when we pray, God talks to us. When we pray, his light shines on us. When we don't pray, he doesn't talk to us. When we do not pray, his light cannot shine on us. We become like sinners who don't know where we're going. What is God saying to us? We become deaf to his counsel, blind to his light. That's happened to every one of us. I'm a witness of it, because when I don't pray, that's exactly what happens. I can't hear God talk to me. I don't know where I'm going either. There's no light in my path, but when I pray, everything changes in an hour. Because they just don't want to pray. How can God preserve you? How can God keep you as the apple of his eye if you don't want to pray? God has ordained that counsel only comes through prayer, light only comes through prayer, protection only comes through prayer, and preservation comes only through prayer. Listen. While you pray, you live. And when you stop praying, you can't live. Prayer brings life to your spirit man. You'll find the mercy of the Lord when you pray. Then verse 20 says, his eyes will see his destruction. That's the ones that don't pray. You will see your destruction, and he will drink of the wrath of the Almighty. That is scary. Not only no mercy, that God will lay up iniquity and not forgive because you don't bother to ask him for anything or forgiveness. You'll see destruction when it comes, and you will not know the love of God like you used to. You'll know his wrath instead. God is very angry with the wicked, it says, every day. And when people don't pray, they get right back in the flesh. Right back in the flesh. That's why prayer is so important. It keeps us delivered from the flesh. It keeps the flesh under submission. I've experienced that, so have you. So have you, and you know it. So, but when does prayer die? It dies when the fear of God leaves. The minute people stop fearing the Lord, they stop talking to Him. And I'm not talking about being afraid of God, I mean revere Him. The fear of the Lord is revering Him. In Job 15 verse 4 it says, yea, thou castest off fear. When you cast off the fear of the Lord, you restrain prayer before God. Prayer is restrained. Prayer is restrained when there's no reverence for the Lord. Why should you talk to Him if you don't fear Him? Don't revere Him. That's the real cause why people don't pray. They just don't fear the Lord. And they also lose their delight in the Lord. In Job 27 verse 10, it says, when people lose their delight, they stop praying. So in verse 10 it says, will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call upon God? That's a question. So when they stop delighting in God, they stop praying.